Hello Irma. It has been a long time since I have seen you.
You sorry sack of walking disease. It took a long time to get rid of those crabs you gave me.
Obviously, these two know each other pretty well. They go back a long way. They really are pretty good friends. They decided to get together and talk about that propaganda Republicans push out there that liberal Democrats are big spenders and how they have caused the deficit for all these years. Nothing could be further from the truth, as you'll see.
You have heard the Republican propaganda about how Democrats are big spenders and how they have caused all the deficits.
Yes, I have heard that nonsense for years. I have never believed Republican crap about that story. Not ever.
Let's go inside. Let's talk.
Incidentally, the information our two bumblebutts are about to present comes from the Bureau of Labor Statistics and from the Office of OMB. This information is not made up, it's for real.
In the area of job creation, this chart covers 31 years worth of presidents.
Starting with Jimmy Carter and ending with George Bush Jr.
As you can see, the combined performance of Jimmy Carter and Bill Clinton, for a period of 12 years, created more jobs than 19 years of Republican presidents.
Keep in mind, during those 19 years of Republican presidents, major tax breaks for corporations and rich people were implemented.
The theory that tax cuts for rich people and corporations creates jobs is totally destroyed by these simple statistics.
For years and years, we have been hearing about the virtues of supply-side economics, first presented by Ronald Reagan. It is absolutely amazing how these Republicans keep hanging on to this supply-side theory. Over the years, jobs have not been created. It's been proven over and over again. And yet today, you still have people thinking that all you have to do is give tax cuts, and jobs will be created. But as we'll see, the lack of job creation is not the only problem these Republicans have created. They have also exploded the debt.
All right. Now we start talking about the explosion of our national debt.
And which party is actually the most responsible for the mess we are in with our national debt?
This is a chart showing how much the government spent for every dollar of revenue going back to Jimmy Carter.
As you can see, the Democrats performed much better than the Republicans.
Look at Ronald Reagan, the Republican Jesus Christ. He spent more per dollar of revenue than any other president over a 30-year period.
Of course, this chart only goes to 2007. In 2008, Bush Jr. outspent everyone.
And caused a cascade of spending, extending all the way into 2011.
The difference between $1.16 and $1.29 may not seem like a lot, but the impact on the national debt is huge, just huge. Especially when you consider that the $1.29 average for Republicans applies to 19 years, and that the budget for George W. Bush was so much higher and bigger than anybody else's. There's no question the Republicans spent too much money, but now we're going to see the impact on the growth in debt held by the public down through the years by Republican presidents.
This list shows the growth in debt held by the public since Jimmy Carter.
If awards were given for bad performance, the Republicans would win, hands down. Republicans exploded our national debt.
Keep in mind, the explosion of public debt occurred during a time of massive tax cuts by Republican administrations.
So far, Republican tax cuts do not create jobs or reduce government spending. Republican tax cuts cause deficit spending, low employment levels, and massive national debt.
The financial markets only pay attention to the amount of debt held by the public. This is the number that helps drive down the value of the dollar and makes bankers nervous about inflation down the road. Here come the two bumblebutts now. I wonder what else they have to say about all this. I hope you two haven't been giving each other diseases again.
No, I didn't make that mistake again.
She has been worn out by too many men to suit me.
What do you think about the argument made by Republicans that Democrats tax too much and spend too much and therefore create deficit spending? What do you think of that argument?
It is a totally false position the Republicans take.
The Republicans are nothing more than a bunch of liars.
For 30 years, we've been listening to these Republicans and their supply-side economics arguments. They've been wrong this whole time.
Tax cuts do not create jobs.
Tax cuts for corporations and the rich explodes the deficit. You have to give Republican manipulators credit though. They have convinced millions of Americans that Democrats are to blame for low job creation and massive deficits.
Nothing could be further from the truth.
It's time to wake up. Democrats have created more jobs, spent fewer government dollars, and have created less deficits than Republicans. Listening to the Republican candidates for president, it's obvious none of them will do anything different than their predecessors. Don't make that mistake again. Don't put a Republican in for president.